Hello, Aries. Welcome to your monthly reading for October 2025. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right into the deep end. Yes, this is, we're moving into Scorpio season, so that's a big deal for you, but that's going to happen toward the middle of the month. You're still going to have a lot of Scorpio energy in the beginning. So remember, this is going to be a month, if you saw last week's reading or the October astrology overview that I did, I'll leave it at the end of this video, a huge month of transformation, okay? We're talking Phoenix rising from the ashes of eclipse season. And if you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'm going to do your spread. Then I break it down week by week. I pull more cards. There is a lot happening in October. As always, not everything can fit on the whiteboard, and I'm a little wild here too. And the blue asterisk, as always, the best aspects of the month. Now, October, I want you to congratulate yourself, Aries. First of all, you made it through a bonkers summer, a bonkers eclipse season. Here we are, a month that is chock full of amazing rare aspects, many that we have never experienced in modern human history. Several grand trines overlapping. They're incredibly special. I'll walk you through them. Venus will be in her domicile. You see that happening. She's forming a grand trine. Jupiter, the planet of luck and good fortune, expansion, wisdom. Jupiter, Jove, joy. It's finally coming out to play. Remember, he's been quiet the past few months. He only had like one aspect the past, for every month. And he's come out to play hard for you. And if you saw your annual forecast that I did for 2025, you know that we have one of the best new moons of 2025. October is amazing, okay? It is like a gift bag from the home goods event you attended. And we are leaving a lot of fire and air energy. And that's what I was talking about, the deep end. We're plunging real deep into a lot of water energy, okay? Emotions, intuition, compassion. But water with a splash of vodka, all right? Because you're going to feel charged up. You got Mars in Scorpio all month. And that's the thing, that's going to make you go far. If you take that inspired action, I don't even have to say that to you. You're an Aries. You initiate anyway. Pluto's going direct. We will talk about that. And there is actually, a lot of cardinal activation this month, okay? Especially the first half while we're still in Libra season, which I will walk you through all of that. So this month you are going to feel indomitable for three reasons. One, I just explained most of it. Two, October, like I said, is a month of deep transformation, even doing some shadow work, doing some purging. You're going to gain a lot of traction, especially mid-month, which is, I'm calling it, there's a gateway, okay? A gateway of golden triangles. And three, the prism portal. Yes, the rare grand trine you experienced over the summer that's happening for many years that put you on the path you're on now. It's creating this brand new era for you, okay? Remember, that's Saturn conjunct Neptune, right? Sextile Uranus and Gemini, sextile Pluto and Aquarius, and Uranus is trine Pluto. Yeah, there's your pyramid, that configuration, so rare, nobody on this planet has ever experienced. And that made you the spiritual warrior that you are now, okay? If you were taking all that action. And so keep that in mind, because there are some squares and there are some oppositions, but you're already a red belt. That's going to be a piece of cake. As long as you're vibrating at that high frequency, and there's a lot of great energy this month that you can attach to. And this is one of those long months, 31 days. Whoa, it's a long month. Anyway, we kick it off. Let's do it. October 1st. We kick it off with a square. All right. So Mercury in Libra still is going to square Jupiter in Cancer. Not a big deal. Okay. To be honest, I just wanted to point this out because, well, Mercury's really weak in Libra already, and Jupiter's actually exalted, stronger position. In fact, Jupiter, remember, always squeezes something good out of an aspect. So you actually could hear good news around this time. There could be conversations that tip in your favor. This is more a time not to be wishy-washy, okay? About partnerships, contracts, relationships, home, family. There's probably real estate, moving, things like that in the mix for y'all. Some things with grandparents and parents. There may be some things. There may be some activity here, okay? And it can be, this is a little bit of like a scattered energy. But the reason I'm bringing this day up is because Juno, Jupiter's wife, who rules equality and justice and fairness and commitments and agreements, right? Because she's Libra's asteroid, she will move back into Sagittarius this day. And we always talk about that in the second spread, you know, the asteroids, planetoids, fixed stars, all of that. But Sagittarius, she's in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is Jupiter's home. There's a harmonious, you're going to feel this shift, okay? It's very harmonious and it feels free. There's a sense of freedom and growth and expansion and adventure, okay? Especially with legal matters, contracts, relationships. It can be work. It doesn't have to be love, okay? But love and marriage is a thing here, all right? So please pay attention to what happens this day because there's something happening mid-month that we're going to talk about. But Juno on this day will immediately trine Neptune in your sign at 0 degrees, Aries. So right off the bat, something new is brewing for you, something romantic, something dreamy. Yeah, it really could lead to something down the line. So we will talk about that. And there really could be something here with travel as well, publishing contracts, as well as like education. You might be teaching something or even going back to school. Now, the other thing is Saturday, October 4th, Venus conjuncting the South Node. Yeah. So one of the reasons I'm mentioning this, because there's going to be a lot of nodal shifts you're going to see. All right. Remember, these are the nodes of fate. There's something destined here. So when you have Venus conjuncting the South Node just after an eclipse in Virgo on the South Node, and the past few months, you have the Sun, the Moon, Mars, Mercury, all conjunct the South Node. Release, right? Letting things go. Well, this is the last of it, right? For a while. And something's ending here, okay? Again, there's something karmic here. And this has to do with your everyday activities or habit or relationship or maybe a creative project or even money matters or how you think about money matters, being too hard on yourself. Either way, there's a lesson learned in any or all of the above, all right? Now, if you are a cross watcher, if you do watch for a rising or a moon or for your sister Pamela or for your husband, your babysitter, doesn't matter. All the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, I'm going to feel this the most, okay? If you have any planets in your birth chart, in your natal chart, that's 17 to 19 degrees, and any of those signs I just mentioned, you're going to feel it the most, okay? There's really something that's going to go. And it does feel like it is Venus. So maybe there is a relationship here that maybe, yeah, all right? So, and then with Mercury, by the way, Mercury square Jupiter, yeah, those are going to be the cardinal signs. So you're one of the top up there that's going to feel those. Now, Monday, October 6th, Mercury will move into Scorpio pretty much all month, okay? And this is passion. This is I got your back, I got you energy. There's a depth with Mercury and Scorpio when it comes to communication, ideas, conversations. Very, very nice, okay? And you're going to find yourself all month really spending a lot of time and focus on your relationships and partnerships and money and making money and your long-term investments and intimacy, okay? But most of all, your transformation. This is the 8th house for you, Aries, all right? Mercury is the mind, and Scorpio is very psychological, okay? And remember, Mars is already in Scorpio all month, yeah? So there can be some shadow work that you also do, especially when Pluto goes direct, all right? But this Mercury and Scorpio, just so you know, will have a lot of aspects. And I want you to know Mercury and Scorpio, when I say it goes deep, okay? As in, like, it's Mercury. So really probing, like detective energy. Like, you got to know who took the cookie from the cookie jar. okay? Or who's under the scream mask, right? Let me go check. So just be very mindful, all right? Remember, Venus is in Virgo still, which is super analytical. I gotta know the details, all right? So again, there's something here where just be mindful around this time. This is a package deal of overthinking, overanalyzing, maybe even over worrying as well. All of this is fine. This analytical energy, like I gotta know. Yeah. If you are working on a cold case, but just Mars being in Scorpio right now, that does add some rocket fuel, okay? It amplifies this energy, especially with everything I just mentioned for you, okay? Including your personal transformation, yeah? So just keep that in mind, all right? This is like having really strong eye contact with someone. Like, I gotta know. Tell me the truth. So just be very mindful, okay? That you're gonna be fine. Use it again as in like research and getting the truth out of things, but passions, going after your passions. Now, on that same day, right around midnight, actually, Eastern Standard Time, hello, we have the full moon in your sign, 14 degrees. And when I say right around midnight, that's Eastern Standard Time. Did I say that? I said that, right? I actually can't remember the last time we had a nighttime full moon, by the way, but I want you to think about what happened for you at the end of March of this year during your birthday season when we had that new moon solar eclipse in your sign. That was part of that once a lifetime planetary alignment. All those planets moving past that 0 degree point. And so now here's the culmination. Here's the turning point. Something's going to be illuminated. I like this full moon. It's in your sign. It has that go-getter energy. It's very entrepreneurial, the initiator, but it is a full moon. So there is a turning point. There's something that perhaps might be ending. What I love about this is that it does feel like there's weight being lifted off. Okay. Especially you. And this is in your sign. This is all about you, Aries. It's all about you. Okay. And so remember that it's opposite the sun in Libra. So there may be something here with partnerships, relationships, how you view them, how you see them, or maybe even contracts or all the Scorpio energy. Like I said, investments, wealth, but the change within you, okay? There's something activated, all right, for you to evolve for what you want, okay? Remember, Aries energy is me. It's I and me, all right? Libra's we. So take note because this is a Mars ruled full moon, and Mars does rule both you and Scorpio, and Mars is in Scorpio. So we'll talk more about this in your weekly forecast, but this is really good timing to have this full moon because things are about to get a little bit spicy, all right? Now, who's going to feel this full moon the most? Obviously, it's going to be the cardinal signs, you, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. If you know your chart, any planets 12 to 16 degrees in any of those signs, remember, it does not matter. We look at the angular aspects. You're going to feel it the most out of anybody. Now, Tuesday on the 7th, you do have Mercury square Pluto. 1 degree, okay? Pluto is Scorpio's modern ruler. And so, yeah, there's intensity to this aspect. It's a square. There's a bit of a squeeze, okay? Remember, Scorpio is the scorpion. Has a stinger. And it is fixed energy. Mercury in Scorpio, Pluto in Aquarius, all right? So there's neither of them are really budging here. So what does this even mean? It means let's be mindful about the way that we speak and the way that we think, okay? Remember, everything is energy, including the thoughts in your head, the words that come out of your mouth, because this can be emotional. And this can include like a friendship. This is definitely all about partnerships, relationships, friendships for you, groups you belong to, things that have to do with your future hopes and wishes and dreams. So bear that in mind, all right? There may be some conversations where things get a little heated, okay? There's a kick to it. So the other thing is, yeah, it can be, like I said, emotional with Mercury and Scorpio, okay? And Scorpio energy just to remind you, is deep. Its modern ruler, Pluto, is looking at Mercury saying, hey, bro, you're in my house. They're not seeing eye to eye, okay? Pluto, ruler of the underworld, deep, truth seeking. Yeah, this is where a lot of truths may come to the surface, especially with relationships, intimacy, investments, things like that. All right, this is very internet sleuth, mind games as well. If you use it the wrong way, remember Mars is here. Mars is Marshall. He's wearing his leather jacket, so can be some even jealousy could come up around this time. Like, who's got the best bangs? Yeah. Remember, Mars and Scorpio can hold a grudge. And I don't think they're going to redo the season finale of Game of Thrones. So we got to let that go. Remember, we don't want to hold grudges, especially during Libra season, where it's all about peace and harmony. All right. Just trust your gut. You're going to be fine. Now, the other thing is that Wednesday, the 8th, and the reason, remember, Mars is your ruler. Mars is active right now. So that's what I'm, okay? But Wednesday, October 8th, we have Venus exalt Jupiter. This is, this aspect comes with a marching band. This is amazing. One of the best aspects of the month. It only happens like twice a year. This is Venus, first of all, right? Love and money and relationships and marriage and creativity. And you've got Jupiter, that's luck and abundance and expansion, profit, wisdom. The two benefic planets in a harmonious aspect, which is a sextile, this window of opportunity for you. So you have to take action. Jupiter, it's exalted in Cancer. This is enormously special, especially because it's happening in the middle of the week. You're going to feel it all week. You're going to feel this aspect all week, especially on Wednesday. And it's a lot of optimism. It's this boost in your daily activities in work, home, family. All right? There's something here for you. There's something really, really nice for you. And you are going to definitely feel a shift that has to do with work and home. There may be something with health as well. There may be something that you really think about, really look at. Like, let's remember that what's happening before. So get into the truth of the matter. Let's really get under the x-ray, like things like that. There may be some things around this time with Venus and Virgo, okay? But colleagues, employees, there may be something here, all right? If you're hiring, there may be, you got lucky, you get the best, person out of the batch. But you're gonna see a lot of traction from what happened for you around August 12th when we had the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. Yeah, there's been something unfolding for you. I told you that's going to be a year-long process, but now this is kind of like a window into it. So this is really nice and savor this week. All right. The signs that are going to be most affected with this would be the water signs, earth signs. I'm going to throw them in there. If you have any planets that's 22, 25 degrees, yeah, in Virgo or Cancer, you're definitely going to feel this. Okay. Now, Saturday, October 11th, you got Venus opposite Saturn. So this can have a hard edge to it. Remember, Venus and Virgo, it isn't just over analytical, all about the details. It can be hard on itself. It can have that warrior energy. Okay. Not like Braveheart, like worry. Yeah. And then Saturn right now, it's an opposition. It's like speak to the hand. That's what he's saying. Okay. He's going full hard knocks on you, delays, restrictions, reality checks, life lessons in love, in relationships, in money, but also work and health. There's something you've got to really consider here, okay? And not to whatever, but yeah, the moon will be in Gemini squaring Saturn as well. So that brings a little bit of restlessness, but it does make you stimulated, okay? Which is great. Gemini energy is very creative and cheerful and social. So don't forget, Venus exalt Jupiter. You're still feeling that, okay? There's still good news. It's mutable energy too. this aspect. So this is you finding ways to adapt and be flexible, all right, with this energy. And be social. That you never know what doors can open, what, always bonding with other people. There's always creative solutions. Maybe get your nails done, chat with the person next to you, right? You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Okay. Because in the end, there is stability, structure, commitment ready for you. This is just Saturn saying, how much do you want it? Right. Okay. So you're going to feel this for days before, days after. And mutable signs, that would be Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, will feel it the most. If you have any planets between 25 to 29 degrees in any of those signs in your birth chart, your natal chart, you will really feel this. Now, the second week, Monday's loaded. First, Monday the 13th. Yeah. This is when that gateway opens. This is it. Are you ready for it? Because we are going to have 3 grand trines, which are very supportive, harmonious. They work in your favor. They have the nature of Jupiter. So this day, again, serves as that gateway. And you're going to really, really see your life start to transform. Okay? So do not weekend at Bernie's the rest of the month. Now, happy Canada Thanksgiving. And happy Columbus Day. Those are today. But happy Venus entering Libra. Venus, again, love, money, beauty, creativity, shopping, luxury, what your heart desires. Venus is at home in Libra, emphasizing the finer things in life. Very social, very fun. And remember, Libra rules your 7th house. So this is wonderful for relationships and love and marriage and partnerships and also contracts. And remember, it can be partnerships and work as well. So really, really wonderful energy. Okay. This is happening at the same time that Mars is in Scorpio. So the 2 planets in their domiciles where they do well, it's like a power couple for the rest from this point forward for you. Okay. You're going to feel like mountains are being moved when it comes to intimacy and investments and your commitments, anything that you're ambitious about, things that you want, you're going to go get it. Okay. Because that same day, Pluto goes direct officially after being retrograde since May. It's like a bear coming out of hibernation. This is liberating. It's Pluto's empowerment. Like those salmon in the river, they better swim fast. Like this is, you're going to go get it. Okay. So we're going to talk more about these in your weekly forecast. There's just so much happening here. Because are we done? Yeah. Okay. So let me flip it over. Let me show you are you ready for this? Yeah. Here's a surprise for you. And again, not everything's on the whiteboard. I'm going to talk about some things. I might leave some things out. We'll talk about your weekly forecast. There's just too much happening this month. Now, you see, starting on Tuesday, Venus in Libra will trine Uranus in Gemini, which is a rare aspect, happens once a year. And Venus will also trine Pluto in Aquarius. That happens twice a year. And that's in the trenches when it comes to your passions. Like, where is the exit? I'm having so much fun. And it was so deep. And remember, Uranus is trine Pluto, right? So here's your first grand trine with Venus. You have a grand air trine that, by the way, nobody on this planet has ever experienced because it's been 84 years since Uranus has been in Gemini. It's been 250 years since Pluto's been Aquarius. So this trine that's part of the Prism portal, this is brand new energy that you're working with, but it's also requiring you to change to be the new you. And technically, there's a bigger thing happening here, a bigger aspect. We'll talk about your weekly forecast. All right. It will be opposite Neptune, but either way, it's absolutely amazing. All right. You can expect breakthroughs. I mean, this is Uranus and Pluto now hooked up with Venus. So breakthroughs in love and relationships and contracts and surprises and like sliding doors moments, like chance encounters, agreements. I mean, you see partnerships as a big theme for you the entire month. And with Pluto and Aquarius in the mix, this is all about your future, your long-term goals and commitments and dreams. Saturn is still conjunct Neptune, bringing reality to your dreams. Yeah, building that bridge for you. And Venus and Pluto, in their trine, it brings that feel-good intensity. And remember, Pluto is out of bounds. He's wild. He's got no supervisor. And Pluto in Aquarius has that rebellious edge to it. Like you doing you. Letting nothing get in the way of your transformation. That's what Pluto represents. Transformation. Cue Wild Thing by the Trogs or whoever. And yes, if you are single, you might not be anymore. All right. So go out there, go to the observatories or the, Whole Foods, wherever you meet singles these days. I have no idea. All right. Now, and this is pretty much you're going to feel all week, which, by the way, did I even write it on the whiteboard? Can I did. Yeah. Look at that. Jupiter trine Saturn. What is happening? This is at 25 degrees. This has not happened in 12 years. These two planets perfect November 1st. Okay. But this is when they're only 2 degrees apart. So for the rest of the month, you have Jupiter trine Saturn. What? That's amazing. Okay. Saturn is working for you now. He's working for you. He's working with Jupiter. Okay. He's like the random guy on the street that helps you parallel park. It just comes really out of nowhere. This is so just think stability, structure, success, recognition for your long-term goals and dreams and commitments and wealth building and home and family. Okay? Significant other. There's so much happening. Some of y'all are getting new homes. All right. We'll talk about it in your weekly forecast. But for this, honestly, everyone's going to feel it. We'll talk about your weekly forecast. It's amazing. Okay. Now, Thursday, October 16th, you have the Sun square Jupiter. Again, not a big deal. This is just one of those like Jupiter just turning the square into a triangle. Okay. It boosts your confidence here. It expands your worldview. The world is your teacher now. All right. School is cool. All right. You believe you can fly and touch the sky. Trust me. But that's, if you are open-minded, that's what this is asking you to be. All right. Now, Saturday, October 18th. Is that even here? No, we're not. We'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk about it next week. You got Mars. You got the bending of the nodes with Mars at the same time that Jupiter's trining Saturn. So we'll talk about that in your weekly forecast. All right. There's something fated happening in a really big way for you here with Mars and Scorpio. So again, we'll talk about it. Sunday, October 19th. This is a bigger deal because you got Mercury conjuncting Mars. Now, buckle up. Buckle up. Mercury conjuncting Mars and Scorpio. Yeah, this also endures all month long, right? This is one of those aspects. It's very high frequency, but intense high frequency. This is passion on a whole other level. It can be emotional. Yeah, it is Scorpio energy, but Mercury is the mind. In Scorpio, there is depth. Mars, as you know, is physicality and it's drive. Okay. So you're going to feel this. You're going to feel driven. Everything. Yeah. Your mind, body, the actions that you take, all of it. Okay. This is Jamie Lee Curtis saying, not today, Michael. I got 6 sequels left in me. 7. All right. You already got the spirit of the air trine, water trines, like Jupiter trine Saturn. Good news coming out of nowhere. Amazing announcements that can be long lasting. I mean, this aspect, this conjunction, literally the phrase, you can do anything you put your mind to. Okay. It is sharp. It's fiery, passionate. It gets the job done. So use it. All right. Get all Aaron Brockovich, all right? Because what it's doing is it's stimulating your passions into ideas and your dreams, your vision, your legacy. But it's Mars here. So you actually, it's not just thinking, it's actually putting in the work, putting wheels in motion. And again, for you, all about your transformation, this new you that has to do what you want to invest your time and energy into, including money and love and relationships. All right. This is a really big deal. And there is an element for you, Aries, inheritance, investments, as commissions, royalties, all of that. Joint bank accounts, loans, taxes, throw all that in the mix. Throw all that in the mix. Now, they're merging their energies. Yeah? That's when you're going to feel this. But they're pretty much going to be traveling together all month long, which I'm going to tell you something in a second. We're going to get there. But just remember, they're in a passionate sign, okay? This is all about you feeling passion. Go beast mode. It's fine because you got Venus and the Sun in Libra, bringing that diplomacy and peace. And Juno in Sagittarius will be trining Ceres in your sign this day exact. So that brings an extra layer of nurturing, self-nurturing and peace and the greater good, which we'll talk about again in your weekly forecast. All right. Because there's also bending in nodes here too. There's so much happening this day. We have a grand air trine. I mean, the other thing is the moon will be in Libra. Yeah. So you see that we do have that new moon in Libra. We'll talk about it in a second. But on this day, now you have another grand air trine with the moon in Libra, Uranus in Gemini, and Pluto in Aquarius. And so you see what's happening here. And again, all of this is this like working in your favor. There's nothing in your way. This is like someone, picking up the leaves on your path to enlightenment. Okay. Clearing the way. And there is a bit of like the truth will set you free with this type of air trine here. Remember, it's air, it's mental, it's communication, it's thoughts, it's conversations, it's social, it's networking. But there is an air of love and relationships here for you. All right. Contracts as well. And remember, Uranus is very, very active. Yeah. And it's all about your breakthroughs, your awakening, being your authentic self. All right. So keep that in mind. And then Tuesday, we do have the new moon on the 21st, new moon in Libra. That is going to be a Venus ruled new moon. So Venus already in her chariot. Remember, Venus in Libra. So one of the best new moons. Plant seed, set intentions. This new moon is very romantic. All right. Huge new beginnings and opportunities for you with this new moon in love and marriage and contracts and pleasures. It's Venus and money. Yeah. Finding harmony and peace and justice. This is one for the history books. All right. Because at this point, you have Mercury conjunct Mars. You have the gateway of the grand air trine. You have Jupiter trine Saturn. All right. But it's also forming a grand water trine with Mercury in Scorpio. What? Yeah. With Jupiter in Cancer and Saturn in Pisces, Mercury in Scorpio, 3 water signs, right? So agreements, opportunities, doors opening for you, something stabilizing. And again, it's water energy, so like emotionally moving as part of your transformation. And remember, it's at this point, by the way, remember what I said from the very first day of October. Yeah. This is where you could seal the deal for a relationship or a contract. Because Juno also, right? Again, Jupiter's wife, who represents justice and fairness in partnerships and commitments and contracts, will be sextile Venus in Libra. So remember, Juno is Libra's asteroid. And Juno is, again, Jupiter's husband. And they are creating this optimistic future for you. You just have to take that inspired action. Now, who's going to feel this the most? Well, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Yep. If you have any planets, 27 to 29 degrees Any other signs, you're going to feel it the most. But did you just hear me list off everything that's happening during this new moon in Libra? No? All the modalities are activated. Yet, in fact, it's a new moon in Libra. Cardinal sign. So obviously you're going to feel, so everyone's going to feel this. Now, and then Wednesday on the 22nd or Tuesday the 21st, depending on where you live, Neptune moves back into Pisces. You'll probably love that. Okay? You'll probably remember you had Neptune in your sign since what? May? April? May? No, March. I think it was March. And so you got a taste of what Neptune in your sign is going to be like for the next 14 years once we get to 2026. But this is amazing. Okay, this can be very visceral for you. It is your 12th house. Creativity, imagination, your dreams. There could be something really nostalgic here because we did have Neptune in Pisces since 2011. Now you get to revisit a lot of those themes. And for you, a lot of it's just healing and spiritual. Seeing things through a spiritual lens, but also this really strong creative energy. And then Thursday, the 23rd, we do move into Scorpio season. Okay, so just a reminder, Mars and Mercury are in Scorpio. So we have a stellium and Scorpio. Those two planets are still conjunct. Yeah. And so Scorpio season for the next 4 weeks. Again, now it gets real. Now you really feel that intensity when it comes to your transformation, okay? And also investments, relationships, making money, all of that, okay? So this is a big deal. Welcome to your transformation. Cue AC/DC, okay? Or Wilson Phillips, whoever you want. It doesn't matter. It's you. This is you. This is your journey. And here's the thing. This is when things can get really emotional with Scorpio energy, okay? And so I have to remind you, when I say this can be emotional with Scorpio energy, you have to direct that energy, okay? Because emotions are neutral. A thought that you have without intense emotion and feeling, it has no value. It has no meaning, and there's no real power there, okay? That actually engages your neural pathways. Yeah, that's science. That's literal science I'm throwing in here. And I say it all the time. Match the frequency of the reality you want. You can't help but get that reality. So yeah, emotions, they are neutral. It is the energy you apply toward that emotion that puts it in motion, okay? Emotions. Let's go back, okay? To the etymological root, emotere. Energy in motion, okay? So that gives you power. That gives you experience and hopes and dreams. And that allows you to create that high frequency and the reality you deserve. And that's why I always say, vibrate at that high frequency. Everything is energy. Yeah? And I say that because the same day Jupiter will square Chiron in your sign. You got some healing you're going to want to do. Now, the 24th, Sun square Pluto. How much time we have here? Okay, Sun square Pluto, power struggles. That's it. Okay, you got the Sun in Scorpio, squaring Pluto in Aquarius. Not seeing eye to eye with a partnership, with maybe a banker, maybe an investor, maybe a friend as well. It is your 11th house, maybe a community. Maybe there is a troll on social media. Maybe it is you that's, yeah? Getting caught up in something here where, it's extreme. Pluto is looking at the sun and he's now saying, you're in my house. He's been doing that a lot. So this, can be some come at me, bro energy, but it is very like burnout energy. So try not to, expend energy into something that is, remember, grudgy. Yeah. Holding on to that grudge. They're not going to remake the season finale of Game of Thrones. We got to put that energy somewhere else. And remember, you're on a karmic journey. Yeah. The nodes are going to be so active this month, and I will go through them every week. But remember, this is your transformation. Everything has ripple effects. Create the future you deserve, and don't never let anyone pull you into their low energy frequency. Remember, pull them out. Okay. That's what karma is. That's the greater good. Okay. Give someone a compliment this day. Give someone a small smile. Yeah. And there is going to be some truths coming to the surface this day. Anyway, fixed signs are going to feel this the most. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And now the biggest. Okay. So Monday, October 27th. Are you right? Are you sitting down, Aries? You got Mars trine Jupiter. Okay. So this is rare. Happens once a year. And remember, you basically have Mercury with Mars. Yeah. And this aspect, you actually start feeling October 24th. So over that weekend and until the rest of the month, one of the best days of the year, because you have Mars, your ruling planet, the planet of action and drive and passion, in its domicile, right? Because you share it with Scorpio, meeting up with the planet of luck and expansion and good fortune. And Jupiter is exalted. So this is like the holy grail of the month when it comes to your future investments and relationships and home and family and partnerships and contracts. This is an intimacy as well. And we have another golden triangle. We have Mars and Mercury in Scorpio, Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Pisces. What the fax machine? This is going to be huge. Because remember, you already start feeling this, right? Now, Mars trine Saturn will perfect on the 29th, all right? At 25 degrees. Again, you're going to feel that days before, days after. Mercury will trine Neptune as well, with Neptune back in Pisces, right? So on top of that, Mars trine Jupiter and Saturn, and Jupiter trine Saturn, a grand water trine. Again. So this is long-term structure, stability, wisdom to any of your ambitions and goals and commitments with optimism and luck and expansion. Okay? This is enormously special. We haven't had in 12 years. Yeah. And we don't even get this aspect again. Remember, it's once a year. Okay. So I'm talking about Mars trine Saturn, by the way. And so, yeah, this is a big deal. And the fact the moon will be in Capricorn, which is all about your goals and your legacy and working hard, forming a rare grand trine, sextiling Mars in Scorpio and Saturn in Pisces, and Neptune back in Pisces, trining Mercury. Like, you just can't make this up. This is going to be a bonkers last week of October. Okay. This is very expressive. This is all, and career is going to be a big thing for you. Huge, by the way. This is your dreams. It's Neptune and Pisces, your dreams being built into reality. Saturn's here as part of the trine. This is a dream weaver energy. Okay. Very transformative with all this Scorpio energy and Pluto that's direct. All right. So this is huge. What a big month. Mercury will move into Sagittarius at the end of the month as well, meaning Mercury will conjunct Juno. Remember, Juno just moved into Sagittarius. And I mean, it's really about the big picture is what you're moving into. But just know that what a way to end the month. All right, Aries. So let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you, Aries, for October 2025. Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aries, you're going through a big month. When I say transfer, like we're talking caterpillar to butterfly. When I say Phoenix rising from the ashes, you got your war paint on. You're an Aries. I do a traditional Cultic Cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a monthly forecast. If we need to pull clarifiers, oh yeah, we will. Yeah. Secondly, Aries, I love y'all. Let's break it down. You're good. We don't even need, you're making this easy for me. You're going to get this. You're good. I want to like, you get these people. I'm part of a sticker club. Anyway, you're really good. Let's just get started. Knight of Wands. There you go. Boom. like I said, you're going to be fierce. You've that spiritual warrior inside you. You're on a mission, going after your passions. You're like, let me go. But there is an element of what's happening this month, not only because it's part of your transformation and you're going to doing like shadow work and not being afraid to confront those things. Remember, look at what you just went through the summer and eclipse season. Nothing can stop you now. All right. This is, wands are the nature of fire, right? So just go get it. Nothing holding you back for your passions. A lot of creative energy here too. Again, you're going to feel the buzz of Mars and Scorpio, Mercury and Scorpio, everything that's happening this month. Career is a big thing for you. Yeah. Go get them. Go get him, especially coming after, even with that full moon. I feel like that full moon in your sign at the beginning of the month will bring you a lot of clarity and emotional stability. You're going to get to that point this month. It seems like that's what you want. It seems like that's what's happening for you. What did I say? For you, really emotional month. And with Saturn in the mix, bringing that stability. King of Cups is Scorpio. So you just got the King of Cups in a month where it's dominantly Scorpio energy. There is passion here, but there's also self-love. There's compassion. There's empathy. There's just, I feel good. I feel good. I'm the rock for other people. I've got my stuff together. Things are happening in a way where, I trust my intuition, more Scorpio energy, intuition, right? And that is what makes all the difference. I always talk about that. Now, you have the Ace of Swords in your challenge area. Yeah. Listen, when I said about some of these squares, about be mindful about the way that you're speaking with others and thinking, it can be a little with some of the, and even just Mercury and Mars together in Scorpio, remember that can get intense. It's a big sword. It's the biggest sword in the deck. Sword, the mental suit, right? It can be the way that you're speaking. Just be mindful of that. The second thing is there is an element here of let's really try to make peace with something. All right. It's got to go. And a lot of it may require thinking in new ways or seeing things in new ways. A lot of that's going to come when we move into Sagittarius season for you, but it's building up now, especially, again, remember from the very first day, Juno moving back into Sagittarius. All right. So that's really great. You got the High Priestess. You have the Three of Wands. You're good. You got the High Priestess. Listen, Neptune moving back into Pisces will be a big deal for you, okay? And like I always say, any of these outer planets, when they move, whether direct, retrograde, you feel it, okay? So that could be just this, again, like visceral, like you're channeling at this point. You're remote viewing. You're doing all that. So anyway, really love this because the High Priestess is the guardian of the subconscious. So again, this month, there is an element of you going really deep. Like I said, you're protected. Yeah, you're protected. And there's a lot of emotion here. You even see the sliver of the moon. Yeah. Even her headdress, the different phases of the moon. You have a full moon in your sign, but the moon is emotions and feelings. And yeah, so have that connection with your mind and your feelings, okay? The mind-heart coherence, especially with that Ace of Swords in your challenge area. And then you have the Three of Wands and the root of your spread, which is your card. This is just saying, green light, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go explore, do new things. And in fact, I will. Yeah? In fact, let me go out there and expand my horizons. Yeah. This is really amazing. You're ready. You're ready to meet people, do things, travel. And there you go. Yeah, the Ten of Pentacles in your future. You're moving into, what did I say? Your legacy, right? That finish line. This is all coming out as part of your transformation. You coming out on the other side where that emphasis, I told you, family and home and money and investments, right? You see the pentacles raining from the heavens here. You also see the how big the harvest. You still see the harvest. There's loyalty here. You see the dogs. You see There's a magic wand that's hidden here. Scorpio energy. Remember, a lot of those secrets coming to the surface. A lot of hidden things here, by the way. But the biggest thing is like there is an element of like it's success. This is success and prosperity, and it's like the you made it card. It's also a card where it is highly associated with inheritance. So your parents could come up to you one day and say, Joanna, we're getting rid of our banana business. You're taking over. We're going to go retire in Canada. There you go. There you go. There's your inheritance. Okay. And our $5 million banana business. So there you go. Let's get to your staff, Aries. Aries, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. And what else is I think that's it. And you know I love it. Y'all are amazing. Oh yeah, and then for all y'all, I didn't even talk, I did my plug. Thank you for joining Great Awakener. For anyone who has that sale, we'll end the founding member sale, and it's all in the description box. The end of this month, okay? And it's a big one. And then that the super secret project I'm working on is going to debut in October. You're going to love it. All right. So let's do it. Okay. Yeah. This is going to be a highly, highly active month for you, Aries. You see it, don't you? You see it, right? Okay. So the fact that, look, you only got 2 pip cards. That's your card, attributed to Sun and Aries, actually. All right, second decan, and then the 10 of Pentacles, which honestly feels, like as big as a court or major arcana. Queen of Wands, Aries. So yeah, there is a sense of you wanting to be magnetic this month, whether it is intimate with a partnership, or if it's like with a investor, business partner, or even like in a social way, or even to the masses. Remember, Pluto represents the masses, humanity. Very active for you particularly. Okay, so there is something here that you're attracting. So again, that high frequency, you want to be on that high frequency. You got the Knight of Cups here. Like I said, partnerships, relationships, that's going to be a thing for you this month, okay? It can be love, it can be career, it can be a new best friend, the Michelle to your Romy, right? Whatever it is, all that's happening here is those emotions I was talking about, right? You just want to be emotionally moved. You want to be emotionally fulfilled, So there is very likely someone that's part of your journey, or someone that's coming through with that Knight of Cups, and it can be in a creative way too. But I love that you got those two. You got the King and the Knight. You got the Moon. Yeah, you got a full moon in your sign. Of course, the moon's going to show up. The moon with the High Priestess. That's very telling. Okay, so don't be afraid to go deep. Your emotions, do shadow work, even if you want to. You become stronger, and remember, you already are a spiritual warrior at this point. You're good. All right, but where it lands in the moon also is attributed to Pisces in tarot. So there is this element of, even with Neptune moving back into Pisces, Saturn just moved back into Pisces, you're going to be working with those energies. Again, having a lot of deja vu to the earlier half of this year. Yeah. So it's almost like, remember, it's like a checkup that's happening when it comes to your spirituality. Okay. That's a 12th house, intuition, but also really working with like self-healing. All right. And then, the devil in your final outcome. So still some things you got to let go. Still some things. And that's what I'm saying. There's that shadow work, right? A lot of it can be career related. The devil is Capricorn. Remember, we do have that Capricorn moon coming out toward the end of the month. There is career stuff that you're going to be working with, right? All month, because you still have Venus and Virgo. You still have a lot of other things that, indicate career and work and profession, or just whatever you're passionate about, but it doesn't have to be. You do see the 2 people from the Lovers card chained to the devil. So you've got a lot here that's indicating on your journey, there is a sense of you being independent, but also having that love for people, bringing them closer, knowing that you are emotionally available for them. But even with the devil here, it can be a little bit intense. And this is energy that you want to just keep an eye on, as in, let me break free from these chains. In order to break free from these chains, I have to know what those chains are. This card is pessimistic thinking and bad behaviors and vices and addictions and obsessions and jealousy. You know, remember, some of that Scorpio energy can be like that, all right? Holding on to grudges, things like that. What's not serving you well? What, especially with partnerships, relationships, yeah? Maybe career-wise, but this is just energy, vampire energy. So there is something that you are going to, as part of your transformation, you do have to go within. You do have to go deep, but it does, this is actually really good. It's really good. And it kind of does indicate there will be ultimately this breakthrough, okay? A very, like, the climax of what's happening this month for you is confronting something, and you're just like, I gotta let this go for my new journey. All right, so let's break it down week by week, Aries. The first week of October, well, as you know, there's a lot happening. Venus conjunct the South Node. Yeah, there may be something here with partnerships, relationships, the way that you view them as well. That, and it can be a toxic colleague, toxic boss. It doesn't have to be. It's whatever resonates with you. We got Mercury moving into Scorpio. The full moon in your sign. Okay, perfect time to let something go around this time. Mercury square Pluto. You have Venus exile Jupiter. Venus opposite Saturn could also be that test, you know, because this is Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So let's see. That's you see, it's a loaded first week. There's a lot happening, but let's break it down. Let's see what's going on for you for the first week of October. There you go, Hermit. Take that time and go within. Perfect time with that full moon in your sign to do some introspection, reflecting. What do I want for my future? Yeah. What is going to make me wiser? What is blocking that right now? Okay. So really great, especially because Venus is still in Virgo at that point. And remember, the Venus is going to conjunct the South Node. This matches up well. All right. The Hermit is Virgo, by the way. You see the moon here. The card 18, 1 + 8 = 9. The Hermit, whose face you see in the moon. You got to go within. Okay. There's a path forward, but you do have to take some time going within to really know what's got to go for that path forward. Second week, you do have, a lot. Venus moving into Libra, Pluto going direct. Venus will be opposite Neptune, by the way. That's something that I didn't mention. We're going to talk about your weekly forecast. That's a little bit of like in a relationship or a partnership or money matters or contracts. Neptune's in your sign. So there is something here like, what's real? Is this real? Is this really happening? Is this going to be a thing? Yeah. So just keep that in mind. And then you have the grand air trine with Venus, Uranus, and Pluto. Jupiter trine Saturn. You've got so many amazing things. Sun square Jupiter. There's so many amazing things. Okay. Mercury conjunct Mars. Let's see what's going on for you the second week of October. Yeah, there you go. 10 of Wands. There's something. Remember what I said, even with that full moon in your sign, there is a sense of like release and relief. Like like there's baggage we're dropping. You know, when you travel, yeah? You go into some, book some hotel somewhere on the beach. But you got to carry your luggage there. It's like a mile. It's somewhere in Tulum. Anyway, there's no roads. Anyway, that's what it feels like. All right. But heavier than that. Something you have to recognize. You have to see it. Okay. You've got to make sure you do that with that Hermit energy, because this is, when I say transformation, again, that's death and rebirth. That's Scorpio energy. You cannot have the rebirth part until you do the death part. There's something that has to end. What are you not seeing yet, right? By the second week? Or what are you still doing that you're just like, maybe I gotta drop a wand or two. Yeah. So keep that in mind. There may be something that it can, with Venus opposite Saturn. Oh yeah. But there can be something that may be hard for you to do with all this Mercury, even Mars and Scorpio energy, all about your truth coming to the surface, being realistic. Yeah. All right. Now with yourself, third week, you got the new moon in Libra, and then just all these amazing aspects. Neptune moving into Pisces. We move into Scorpio season. And then you have the Sun square Pluto. That is, I feel like that's maybe the most challenging aspect of the month, okay? It is happening at the same time that Jupiter will square Chiron. So there is some, and remember, Aries, Mars's sister, is right on top of Chiron. Yeah, so there may be a little bit of like ripping off the Band-Aid, but it is the Sun square Pluto, some power trips and power struggles. Let's see what's going on for you. The third week of October. Yep. Seven of Pentacles. So there you go. There's, again, remember, well, Libra season in general, or Libra energy in general, it can be a little like indecisive. And you do have the Sun and Libra opposite the moon in your sign during the full moon. You have a lot of aspects with this Libra energy. You got to use the higher frequencies of it, of peace and justice and harmony. And there is an element here where it is like, okay, this is the week I really have to figure out. I actually see that as a good thing, the Seven of Pentacles, because it is all about investments. What have you invested your time and energy and heart and soul into at this point by the third week that you're just like, is this worth it? Is this what I want moving forward? I'll even clarify that for you. Yeah. Four of Pentacles. There's something here you've got to let go. I'll do one more. Queen of Cups. There's something here you have to... It is with that Four of Pentacles following the Seven of Pentacles. It's almost like it's hard for you to let something go, but it is time, because look at what happens, with the Queen of Cups, and then you got the pair. We had the King and the Queen, and even the Knight. So that is emotions, it's feelings, intuition, even wonderment. But remember, there is going to be some intensity this month, but there's something here with money and finances. Like I said, that's all happening for you. Yeah, that's all happening for you. But it's like all these plans are helping you. But you have to put in that effort and put in that work and put things in order too. But you've got to know what you want, the direction that you're going. And you can't do that if you're not going to work with that energy, getting rid of some of that energy, leaving it in the past. And when I say leaving it in the past, I mean putting it in a trunk and dropping it in the Mariana Trenches. The last week is it's with Mars trine Jupiter, Mars trine Saturn. I mean, what more could you ask for? It's amazing. Let's see what's going on for you the last week. Oh, well, you got Justice. All right. So perfect. There's her sign. There is her sign. You got Justice popping out saying that's ultimately everything by the end of the month. And this does follow that new moon in Libra anyway. Justice is attributed to Libra, but remember, Mars trine Saturn, Jupiter trine Saturn as well. I mean, you have these grand trines with not only Jupiter, but with Saturn. That, again, that stability, that long-term commitments. Saturn, okay, who is karma, justice, heavily associated with karma. Justice also attributed to Libra. Not a lot of people know Saturn is exalted in Libra. That's why that matches up here. But there is something, it's almost like, again, it just feels like something's setting you free, okay? And it could be this new contract. It even could be marriage, or it could be something here that or a new partnership. But there's something really great. And again, you actually have an amazing spread. You just have to let some things go. Remember, this prism portal is not letting, it's asking you to become this new you. And all you have to do is tap into your spiritual warrior and believe in yourself and create your reality, the one that you deserve. Now, tier 3 members, so second spread, we're going to zone in on love, career, a bunch of things. All right. So, tier 3 members, really good and legendary members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Aries, thank you so much. Again, big month for you, but look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. You're good. There's some things you have to confront, and it just feels really hard for you. And a lot of that is because you're used to things that you just don't want to change yet, but you're going to have to, because wait until I tell you about November. Okay. So anyway, and you also have that full moon in your sign. All right. Big turning point for you. Anyway, Aries, you're good. I'll see you next week. Yeah, we'll go deeper in the aspects. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. And then Great Awakener, all the details in the description box. I'll see y'all next week. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.